Now I'm going to suggest how to handle your son when he is unruly. Like I'm going to say before, I've either disciplined my sons in this way or I would. I don't have all the answers. I'm doing it based off of having children that are under 13, under 10. Because I feel like as they get older, there be different ways to discipline them because, you know, once they get past 10, 11, 12, they already know that you're never going to hurt them as bad as you maybe would if it was somebody else. They know you're going to hold back. So it's more like taking things, not giving them things and them being super, super grounded. But I'm not up to that level yet. But it starts like this. I can't speak on daughters because I don't know if I could ever discipline my girl the same way since I don't have one. I don't feel like I could physically discipline my daughter. I mean, if it hurt me so much just spanking my son on the bottom, I would probably never forgive myself for spanking my daughter on the bottom. I mean, her mom would have to deal with that. The most I could do is send her to a room and ground her. There's nothing else I could do. But boys, I feel like because of the testosterone that they have, that they're going to be a little bit more unruly and eventually some kind of physical handlings have to be done. But it never should be done without being rational. So I believe discipline should be swift and reasonable and non-physical on most occasions. The belt is a faulty disciplinary system and it doesn't work. I'm a 90s baby. I grew up getting hit with the belt on a regular basis and it just made me mad I got caught. I got hit with a belt. I still ended up in the streets. I still ended up a felon. I'm still here right now in the process of continuing to keep my life together because I have gotten my life together. But a belt didn't help me think smarter. A belt didn't help make me a better person, a smarter kid. So I'm definitely against hitting kids with the belt. I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like it does more damage than anything else. And it just instills an extra layer of fear that is not, I don't feel is necessarily necessary for your child to have for you. My kids have never felt a belt before. I know that their mothers ain't with that because they also were hit with belts growing up, and I'm not with that either. So that's one thing I definitely agree on with them. But discipline should be swift and reasonable. Swift meaning, just to make a brief comparison between mothers and dads, I find that mothers give the kids more chances. Mothers will discipline the child and then give them a gift or candy or something to shut them up. I feel like that's the wrong way to do it. I feel like when your child does something, you give them a certain number of chances based on how many times you had to speak to them about the situation. But you don't talk to them more than once or twice. And discipline should be swift and reasonable based on based off of the violation that your son has committed. For boys, 4 and under, they don't all the way understand right from wrong. They're the kings of the family and they do what they want. You know, anyone who has a little boy, you know that they literally do what they want. You know, literally, they say what they want. They looking up women's skirts. They touching vaginas. They touching breasts. They slapping butts. They throwing things around. They pushing people. They literally doing whatever they want. And at that age, it's still considered cute. So really, they're in their head the masters of their universe because everybody does things for them and they allow them to be, you know, little assholes basically. Like, let's be real. A lot of our kids were little assholes. Some of them are little assholes now. We love them. You know, we wouldn't trade them for the world, but they're little assholes. But 4 and under, they don't all the way understand right from wrong. They're the kings of their family and they do what they want. Touching something they shouldn't touch should be handled with a warning once or twice, you know. You know what I'm saying? And a slap on the hand 2 to 3 times for really young little boys. We all know not to put too much force on slapping the hand. Like, that goes without being unsaid. Followed by a possible nap. You know, they're gonna cry, they're gonna be upset. Okay, cool, take this bottle, go to sleep. Sleep it off, champ. And then you keep it moving. Children 5 to 8. Unruliness should be dealt with 1 to 2 warnings. Like, hey, don't do that. And then if they infract again, hey, don't do that. This is my last time telling you this. Keep a stern voice with your children. Third offense should be met with taking all devices. Taking a TV out of the room for visual effect so they can witness the TV leaving their room so their heart can drop. Grounding while verbally telling your son exactly what he did wrong so he will know better next time. Should be doing reading or Legos or chores to keep the mind stimulated while grounded. What's the point in having the children just sit and be grounded when they could be doing things, when they can still be learning and accomplishing goals? We need to get our kids in the habit of completing tasks and accomplishing goals every day. Every day. Okay? Now, that fourth offense that we hope none of the boys ever make it to. A fourth offense should be taken as deliberately disobeying rules on purpose. Should be met with an over-the-knee spanking 2 to 5 times over his bottom, followed by a minimum of 3 days grounded. Possible old school writing punishments such as I will not such and such and such and such. I will not such and such and such and such. Like 2 to 5 pieces of paper, front and back, just real boring, annoying things that make them hate being on punishment. Because then that will force them to do what they have to do, knowing what's on the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? And like always talk and explain things to your kid and make sure they understand why they are being punished. And explain to them, for every action, there's a reaction. There's no such thing as doing whatever you want and not getting some type of backlash or consequence, whether negative or positive. Kids, especially someone who's going to grow into a grown man, who's supposed to have logic and reason and make good decisions, he needs to know this. Now, 9 to 12 years old is pretty much the same. They will hate having no electronics. The belt is still never necessary. You know, they get 9 to 12, they're bigger, they're stronger. Now you get to do more heavy-handed tasks around the house. If you live somewhere where there's grass, go ahead and mow this whole lawn. Your mother's growing flowers, go ahead and help your mother pull the weeds out. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got to make sure the room is clean. Okay, you'll be washing dishes every day for the next 2 weeks. Things like that. Things that keep them keeping up with skills that they're gonna need when they're out of your house and not getting on your nerves anymore. Things that they could take with them for the rest of their life. Now, to end this off, I'm not sure what else to do after 13. I'll cross that road when I get there. My kids will both be 9 this year, and I'll cross that road when I get there. I feel like I may have to do a little more than a spanking because, you know, once they get 9, 10, you're not gonna spank them. So it'll probably be a whole lot of them wanting stuff and me saying no, unless they're getting straight A's. A's and B's at least. They want something from me. I will reward them for when they do good things, but they gotta do stuff like do book reports on Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King and Tupac, and they gotta do a whole lot of like business reports telling me about stocks and bonds, stuff that I'm gonna make sure I know about first so I can test them on and make sure they know about it. You know, I'm gonna basically be doing stuff like that. But this was for any dad who made it to the end of this video. If you feel like the information was valid, hit that like button, share it with other men. This is almost a half an hour. If you made it to this point, this is probably part 2, most likely, of this video. But this is how I feel like a little boy should be raised for productivity and future success. I'm learning as I go, and I want to encourage every father to not hit your children with belts. Always go into discipline with logic and reasoning. Our children are the future, and we need to treat them that way. Peace and love.